Something strange is going on in Hollywood. A dismembered body has been found in a California dumpster and has been positively identified as the missing wife of Samuel Haskell IV, a Hollywood executive's son that has been accused of taking the life of her and her still missing parents. A medical examiner on Monday listed a 37-year-old mom, Molly Haskell, as a torso 2 days after her and her parents were last seen. Her place of death was listed as a parking lot, but the cause of death remains under investigation. Her parents, Chinese nationals Gao Xin Li, 72, and Yang Xiang Wang, 64, remain missing. Samuel was arrested the day the torso was found, the day after laborers claimed that he had hired them to remove heavy trash bags that believed contained body parts. On November the 7th, Haskell IV allegedly hired 4-day laborers to haul off the several heavy black plastic trash bags from the 6-bedroom Tarzana home, speculated to be containing body parts. He allegedly told the workers the 50-pound bags contained rocks, but the suspicious men stopped their truck a block away from his home and made the disturbing discovery.
The raid call November 7th at about 5:30 p.m. Involved a suspicious bag that possibly contained a human remains.
The workers returned the bags and the money, with the son of the prominent Hollywood executive allegedly telling them they were Halloween props, according to an interview with KNBC. Those bags disappeared before the police could get their hands on them. Police visited Haskell IV's home after the day the laborers reported that they had been asked to remove the suspicious bags. Responding officers found no evidence at the scene and were forced to leave. However, Miley's torso turned up in a dumpster miles away from their home the next day by a homeless man, and Haskell was caught on video allegedly dumping her remains.
TMZ shows Haskell exiting his car, opening the dumpster, and then removing what appears to be a very large trash bag from his trunk, which he then tosses into that dumpster. Haskell's wife, Mei Lee, and her parents are currently missing. The torso found in the dumpster has not yet been identified.
Once officers made entry, what was discovered was evidence of a crime, including copious amounts of blood evidence and other items that I'm not going to provide at this point, LAPD Detective Efren Gutierrez said at the time. Haskell was arrested at a shopping mall nearby and was charged with his wife and in-law's murders on November the 8th. The remains of Wang and Li, Chinese nationals who live with the couple and their 3 children, have not been found. He appeared shirtless in court Friday morning in his first public appearance since his arrest. He was bare-chested, wearing an anti-self-harm smock around his waist, and was holding a bag with a small milk carton as he stood in front of the judge and was told he would continue to be held without bail, according to ABC 7. And all the while, his neighbors claimed he was a weird one to deal with.
Neighbor Elle Benamy says Haskell has an obsession with weapons, and she didn't want her kids to ever go in his house to play with his 3 kids unattended.
He had several weapons that are kind of unusual, like, samurai swords, I believe a crossbow as well.
Haskell's arraignment was postponed to January 12, 2024. Meanwhile, the suspect has been identified as the son of the former William Morris Agency executive vice president, Samuel Haskell III. The elder Haskell had represented an illustrious list of stars, including George Clooney, Dolly Parton, Whoopi Goldberg, and even King Charles' brother, Prince Edward. If convicted on all 3 accounts of murder, Haskell IV is facing a maximum sentence of life in prison without parole. There's a lot of evil and mysterious things going on in Hollywood. One such thing is the name itself. The name Hollywood is derived from the holly tree, a tree where druids and witches made their wands for sorcery and magic.
Yo people, so I just want to do a quick little video explaining the basics of what's going on and with regards to Hollywood and movies. So first of all, we have to look at what the term Hollywood means. The term Hollywood comes from the holly wood, the wood from the holly tree. And the reason they called it Hollywood is because the wands used by wizards were made out of the holly tree's wood, hence Hollywood. And as you can see here, and mentions that in the legend of King Arthur, Merlin was a druid wizard and he used a wand made of Hollywood.
So is this a ritual gone wrong? Believe it or not, rituals and sacrifice are very real. Many have done so for fame and fortune, and Satan gives out those type of deals for the price of one soul. The most famous case is in the Bible, Matthew 4, verses 8 through 11, where Satan tempts Yahusha, who the world calls Jesus. Here's a first-hand account of a woman who was offered one of these such deals.
We did that. That was stupid.
Yeah, it was
It's behind us. It was
embarrassing.
Whatever. But the point of this story is she really wanted to be famous. I guess that's what she wanted to be. And she met somebody who could promise her that. And she met somebody. Have you ever heard this?
No.
She met somebody.
This is crazy.
And he was like, I know how to make you famous. And she's like, how? And he's like, we can turn you into anything. Like,
Scientology.
We can turn you, honestly.
It may have been something like that.
We can turn you into a singer, an actor, whatever you want.
MTV's Made.
And
It's not her.
yeah, really.
I want to be made.
And one day he visited her apartment and he was like in a suit and tie. And I came in and I saw him in the suit. And then she's like, please leave. And she closed the door on me. So I left. And she came up to my apartment sobbing. And she was like, this guy, please, you cannot repeat this. And for 3 years, I held the story to myself because I thought this guy was going to kill me. But they were like, if you ever repeat this, they'll kill me and they'll kill you and they'll kill anybody that you love. And she was sobbing to me. And she's like, there's this guy, he came to me. And he's like, he was telling me that, sorry, my headphones are going in and out. Do you hear that?
You just got to get closer to it.
Oh, okay. She was like, this guy came to me and he's like, I can turn you into anything you want to be, but you have to sacrifice somebody. And I just spoke to my mother, and my mom really supports me, and she's like willing to be sacrificed so I can become like
famous.
A singer or whatever, famous, whatever. And this was completely serious, and it was really fucking terrifying. Really, really terrifying.
Like you believed her.
Totally believed her. And I didn't tell anybody until she told you guys at dinner.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank God she's telling somebody else, because I did not want to fucking die with the secret.
You can't hold that for that long.
Freaking out so much. And then one day we went to like a Hollywood party, and I don't want to say the names that were there, but they were like these big Hollywood guys who've been around for a really long time. Like,
yeah.
They're like, when you think of like old Hollywood, these are the names that come up.
Yeah.
And she was talking to one of them. She was an attractive person. So like the guys at the party were like into her, and they were like listening to what she was saying, and she was just like, yeah, I was approached by the Illuminati. And this one guy goes, please do not listen to anything they have to say. They ruined my best friend's life. And he was referring to Michael Jackson. And he's like, they ruined my friend's life. They're horrible people. And it was fucking and I was sitting there. This was like a 4 a.m. conversation. And I was sitting there just like, like, oh my God, like I need to go tell somebody.
I don't think I'm supposed to be here listening to this.
Stressing out. And I mean, that's kind of where it got to, like that was like the climax of it, but it was like a really serious thing that she like really kept a secret. And like now I've been around enough and I've gotten to like ask like a lot of like celebs that I met about the Illuminati, because I've always been so curious. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's like such a big thing. Like every time I meet any big celeb, like my fourth question in is like, Illuminati, real, fake? And always same answer. It's always the same answer. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, no matter who they are, everyone always says.